like several days of travel. So yeah, you're rested. Like in terms of like you're back to full. Yeah. Sorry, I don't ever intend to like skip you all forward without giving you the opportunity to rest. Unless you're on a time crunch. Yeah, no You can hear me making noises. But that's okay. Yeah, Biff is aware that, yeah, that's what they have to do. Yep. So you have done that 2 of your 7 days, basically. Thank you. Oh, we've been striking. All right, and I am going to jump into. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Sunken World Saga. This is a Dungeons and Dragons actual play 5th edition live stream. We have 4 groups of 4-player characters. Tonight we are starting our cycle anew with Team 1. That is what they are called. Out of character. In character, just for folk. And they are going to introduce themselves right after I give a brief sort of recap of what has been going on. So the party are making their way from Zeshan, the Zeshan Empire, up north into Ursumer, which was once a part of the Empire, but is now its own state. It is a theocracy governed by... is loosely a theocracy. There is a governing council that is technically secular, but their appointments are made by the various aspects of the Church of Koshantrianism, and Ursumer is at war. It is being invaded by the northern theocracy of Dal Ryoth. With the invasion of Dal Ryoth, one of the members of our party, Zakar, wanted to make the way home to try and make sure that whatever he could do in the war effort and whatever his allies were willing to do could be done. And the party agreed. And so they have set out. They are currently on the Conqueror's Bridge, about to cross the Ephelith River into Ursumer, and more specifically, the city of Operon. They have just left behind Biff, their bard's home, a commune of halflings who work with these rare trees, and in convincing Biff's family to allow the Shah a certain level of access to this wood, they have secured Biff's brother not being conscripted into the Zeshan military in the large alliance being formed against the Ryothi, the people of Dal Ryoth. But now they are on the bridge to Operon, and you see in front of you there is this long line of Zeshan, Shuhanese, and Hallandorian merchants, mostly, who look like they are kind of tapping their feet, looking at the position of the sun, watching ahead where you see there is a well-dressed man with 2 large lists, both held in one hand, and a quill in the other. Next to him there is a soldier behind a low table who has what looks like 50 small bags of coin in front of him. Also on the bridge there are a few guards, but there are a very strange sight. There are these large, they're like moving statues, but they seem to be more like clay when they move. Like they're not moving rigidly or like a human. They're moving like they're sort of malleable in the way that they move, even though they are clearly made of stone.
You're saying they're gloop-glopping?
There's a little bit of gloop-glopping
Okay.
in that movement, and I would like you all to introduce yourselves, and then the adventure is yours. You will be playing Dungeons & Dragons once the last member of your party has given an introduction. We'll start with Biff, then we'll go Jackson, then Zakar, then Khalid.
Hi, my name is Zach. I play Biff Treeneedle, a halfling bard with a penchant for drugs.
I'm Nathaniel, and I play Jackson Pars, the human wizard, maybe extraordinaire.
Hey everyone, I'm Aaron. I play Zakar, the rogue ranger who has yet to break edge.
And I'm Brian Zila. I play Khalid. I'm a DARE coordinator, and I'm here to help Biff.
I don't need any help.
Help Biff by saying, these are what drugs do, and this is where you go in town to get them.
Help
Stay
me
away
by
from this part of town.
help more drugs get into my mouth.
Why don't you take a bite out of this bread instead of those drugs?
I'd much rather take a bite out of these drugs.
Oh, that's a crime. You did it. You succeeded at DARE.
That was a skit that Biff and Khalid put on to help Zakar not break edge.
Yeah. It's from our improv training.
I hope these taxes that we're about to pay aren't going towards this DARE program, because it's garbage.
No. You have to buy a bear at a donut shop to get people to... That's how you fund DARE. Take that off of your sheet, Brian.
I'm never going to.
Not really. But you all are...
He trained in that.
Yeah, that's true.
We paid gold for that, Ben.
I paid a lot of gold for that. I paid most of my gold for that.
Well, you all are in Dungeons & Dragons now.
Great. Can't wait to wait in line.
Yeah, I'm just...
Hey, what are you doing?
What?
Yeah. What are you doing?
We are waiting to put our names on the list and be welcomed into Ursamer.
Why aren't you in the line? Are you gonna try to jump in the line at some point?
No, I am in line.
Oh, you're not really. I mean, this guy's in the line. This person's in the line.
I am behind him, and he points
Which
to
one?
this guy who is next to you.
See, that's what I was afraid of. Is you were gonna just when we get up to the front, you're gonna be like, "Well, I was in front of them," and that's not a good idea.
Don't worry, guys. I'm a priority pre-check, so let me just teleport up to here.
Yeah, you got a fast pass.
Yeah. What? What? What are you doing here?
Jackson, they're not gonna like that.
What are you doing here? What fell sorcery
This is
brings
the
you?
line. Well, this is the line for entering this city township. What is it we're entering?
It is Ursumer, more specifically.
My home
the
country.
city.
This is the country border. We're here to enter the country.
Well, then you can wait in line like everyone else.
Like this guy.
He
Oh,
can't
I
hear
just
you,
saw
but-
this space and nobody seemed to be moving forward, so I figured people were getting their things in order, and I'm ready.
Merchant behind you leans over your shoulder, Jackson, and says, "Well, I was waiting to. I have already filled out my forms. I just need to be given the okay. So, I think.
Oh, well, can I get... I don't have forms, so can I get forms while I'm here, and then I'll go back into the line?
No, get to the back of the line.
This is
I'm
just
gonna,
like when I got my carding license.
I'm gonna try to ease some tension here, and I'm gonna kind of ride up and down the line on Keith, and play my dulcimer, and like do a little song performance. I'll even have Keith have like a hat in his mouth if people want to toss some coin our way, but I won't be pushy since we've already been a little.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Make a persuasion check, or not persuasion. Make a performance check.
14.
Okay. Yeah, you get like you get 10 silver, which is
Nice.
and people who throw it, they're throwing it like it's not even copper to them. They're just there you go, flicking it.
Man, I thought the Zessians liked bureaucracy.
But you go to the back of the line, Jackson, but you can see that one of these soldiers moved over and began whispering something to the gentleman with the lists. And when you all turn, as after Biff finishes their first song, you see this guard sort of trotting forward. He just has a spear. He has like a gambeson, and then he has a shield made out of wicker. And he comes to here, and he looks at you, Zakar, and he says, "You're a caravan guard, right?"
I was in the past.
I think I've passed you on the roads a few times. You're Aversumer, correct?
Of course.
Good. Do you keep the faith?
I try my best.
All right. Then, if you'll vouch for these three, then you all can go with the line.
Oh. See, Jackson, you just have to, go to where you belong, and then nice things happen. Yeah, that would be great. 5 blessings, brother.
5 blessings.
It's just as it always has been. I'm just a little ahead of the rest of society.
Well, they'll still have to pay and put their names down, but we'll handle that at the second table.
Oh, yeah.
And he trots back to his position.
Coolly, leave that guy alone. We're going.
This guy is just like, no, it's not a literal line. We're going to remember where we were. We've all been here.
I lean right up to his ear and I say, "There are rules for a reason." And I walk away.
And I'm going to use my
benign transportation to get right to
No,
the
no.
table.
Actually, I haven't regained it yet, but I will use minor conjuration, and I will hand that guy a ticket that says E72. Then
What?
join the group.
Okay, but you all approach and you see that he is indicating to the guy with the table with the large sacks of coins. And he basically is, this second guy is a lot older. You see he's missing 2 fingers on his left hand, but he has a quill. And he says, "I will need full names for the 3 who are not citizens of Ursumer."
Yes, I can introduce myself. My name is Biff Hair Needle Tree Needle. It's a weird choice of middle name, I know. But that's the full name. How much do we owe you to get in?
Country of origin?
What? Zeshan, is that all you needed? Just the country?
What skill set do you bring into Ursumer?
You're looking at it, pal. I mean, this is all this big waves of charisma hitting you. That's all we need.
We're here to help the war effort. I have orders for Tiberius. The what was his rank, Ben?
He's a legate.
Okay. Hallandorian legate.
Well, so he was a centurion when you met him, but he is a legate now.
Oh, but I mean, they would have told us that when they
Yeah,
handed
when
us the
that's
orders. Yeah.
I was just realizing that might have seemed like a discrepancy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
I was covering my ass, not getting on yours. And
As long as ass is involved, Ben, I'm fine with.
all right. Also, no one is gonna. Nobody's updating the Sunken World wiki and called me out. But I need you to make a persuasion check for me, please, Beth, with advantage from what Zakar just said.
31.
Wow. Okay. He actually smiles at that, and you see him writing some stuff down, and he says, "The jizya can be paid in full now, and it will be 31 gold for what you enter with. That will allow you to live and work in Sumer for an entire year. After which it will need to be repaid, or you will have to decide if you would like to become a full citizen, in which case the jizya will be reduced, but it will be paid twice a year. Or if you would like, you can pay half of that now, and decide before 3 months is up if you would like to pay the rest of the jizya or leave."
Yeah, I'll pay it all now. Don't worry about. I'll make things easy on everybody here.
All right. And he reaches into one of the sacks of what looked like coin, and he pulls out a small tag. And he also lifts the quill, and he just taps it on this tag twice. It's like a paper tag. It's just like a strip of paper, like 2 inches long, 1 inch wide, with a hole in it. And once he taps it, you see basically what looks like a calligraphy painting of a lute, but you can see that the lute has like sort of your features, Biff.
Cool.
And he lifts it up and hands it to you.
Yeah, I'll take it. And you said I give this to the jizya?
No, that is the jizya. You have paid the tax for one
Oh,
who lives in Sumer but does not keep the Koshentrian faith. Next.
Okay, gotcha.
Next, who next would like to pay the tax
Come
that
on,
has
guys.
a historical term?
I'll take my mask off and walk up, or and I'll present myself as Jari Marquise from the Udhara Desert.
All right. What skill set do you bring, Sarah Sumer?
I am a caravan guard.
We can always use more. And you are here for the war effort as well.
Yes, I travel with Sakar.
The jizya for the full year for you is 28 gold. As with your friend, you can pay half that now, the rest within 3 months if you decide to stay. And if
I'll
you
pay the
decide
whole
to-
thing.
Very well. And he takes it out, and you see that there is a wagon wheel where 2 of the spokes, like that are opposite each other, in the wheel are a spear, and you can see some of like your facial features, sort of just woven into that light calligraphy painting as well. Once he has tapped the quill on the tag, he hands it to you.
Thank you.
You got spears?
You, sir?
Oh,
Says that to Jackson.
I am Jackson Lafayette Pars, Esquire, first of his name, left hand of the corral, and alchemist extraordinaire, formerly of the Zeshan Guild. At your service.
Very well. What skill set do you bring in? Are you an alchemist?
I'm an alchemist. I am a lover, the warrior poet, but I am also the most clever magician you will ever meet in your life.
He's also a caravan guard.
Make a deception check, Zakar, with disadvantage from how Jackson has presented himself since you got on the bridge.
That's a 3.
I admire your loyalty. And you are here to pursue the war effort as well, correct?
Yes, I'm here to support my friend Zakar and really the rest of the world.
Very well. The jizya for you is 40 gold. You may pay half, as with your friends. And
Could you give me a breakdown of what brings it up? I'd like an itemized list of what I'm jizyaring for.
Brings it up. You were half the price of mine.
no, his is more expensive than yours.
You said mine was 80. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yours is 28 gold.
Yes, I had 86.
You're cheaper than me.
I was looking at the gold I owned.
So the guard who is in front of you basically just sort of sighs, and he says, the jizya is meant to ensure that those who do not keep the faith and do not support the church, which in turn supports all of Sumer, are giving their fair share for the time that they spend within the nation or living here. That means that...
Well, I've given to the church. I tithe with Zakar almost daily.
I apologize, are you Koshantrian?
I'd like to think so.
You follow the faith of Ashula Mazdan.
I'm becoming acquainted.
Gee, is that the one you met? Didn't you meet him?
No, that's...
When you say that, Biff, this guy looks disgusted.
Oh, whoops.
I've yet to find them, unfortunately.
But he actually looks
soon
at
enough.
Zakar and he says, "Is what he says true? Has he tried to pay?"
No, I'm
some of
sorry.
his
It's
gold?
my bad. He met my other friend Scott. It's. I get it all mixed up. You know, they're all.
He certainly did not.
But he does ask you, Zakar, if Jackson has actually paid a tithe, has been the tithing portion of the Koshantrian rules, if he has been trying to follow that.
Yeah, I think Zakar looks a little uncomfortable, but he says, yeah, Jackson pays tithing. He tithes.
Very well, then with that in mind, it will be 36, but when those who do not keep the faith enter Sumer, we have to be aware of what they are going to be doing to generate their own income, as well as giving things back to the community in which they decide to live. There is not.
I understand. I'll pay you 36 jizya.
There is not a street in Operon that does not have an alchemist on it. That is why the price is higher than that of an entertainer and a caravan guard. 36.
That's fine, but one day you will all be free of all of your torments thanks to me, and you'll think, oh wow, we should have charged that guy less.
I will happily admit this if I find it to be the case.
You said 36, right?
36.
Okay, I'm gonna hand him 36 gold.
All right, you all can stay in Ursumer for up to a year if you so choose.
And this good boy here's Keith. I don't know if you need to get him on here, but he's coming with us.
Is he a human transformed into a fox, or another?
Oh no, he's just a good old dire fox.
Oh, then no, Keith may enter and leave at his own volition.
Do you hear that,
I
Keith?
swear, if I see a dire fox on every street corner of this, I'm gonna be pissed.
But he taps his quill, and you now have what looks like a potion, and the fumes that are rising out of the vial top are curling in Jackson's face, and the most prominent feature that is on this little tag in calligraphy-style paint is your little mustache. And he
Jackson, it looks just like you.
reaches that out and hands it.
It is handsome.
You all may proceed.
Oh, well, thank you. 5 blessings from us all. Do you happen to know where it was Legate? Is that the rank he was, Ben?
Legate.
Legate.
Legate. sorry, I didn't mean to be a dick there.
No, that's what I was looking for. Yeah,
but
Leggett.
yeah, Leggett.
Do you happen to know where Leggett Tiberius is stationed?
My military days are behind me. I apologize. I am a guard of Operon, not a soldier of Earthmere. There is a barracks in town where some who might know are.
Thank you. How is the war effort?
It is not not grand, but we receive more troops from Zashan every day, and entire legions of Hallandor are being escorted through the desert. With some luck, we should be able to hold them where they are for at least a season, and then we can begin to push them back. But they will have every advantage come winter. We just have to last that long.
We'll do our best.
We will. 5 blessings.
And you.
From guard to guard, there's a man over here. And this is just out of respect. I would do the full search. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, he seemed kind of sketch.
You got to look out for each other, you know.
Yeah. All right. Airport guard quality.
Yeah, just go a little further than just taking his shoes off. That's all I'm saying.
But you all are able to go forward. And so you all are able to keep walking on the Conqueror's Bridge. It is called that because this bridge was created by the first Zeshan Emperor. It was created by Kairosh. But you see the bridge stretching forward, and it goes extremely far over this body of water. Can you tell me what you mean by that, Zach? By what you've asked?
Oh, the vest we made from the Queen Fletch fur. I don't know if I ever got stats from you at that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is basically it is studded leather, and you have resistance to piercing damage.
Okay, cool.
Because full of arrows.
Yeah.
That's a standard problem for all Queen Fletch fur. And you all make it forward. You have paid your jizya. Zakar is, of course, welcome in Ursamare at any time. Pays his taxes monthly. But you all are good for a year, which is pretty nice. You see there is a vendor on the side of the road. It seems like he is selling basically like kebabs, like spears of meat and different vegetables. But it also looks like he has what looks like potions. Might be potions, might be something else.
Does he have Dire Fox?
He doesn't have a Dire Fox, no.
Also, I'm looking for an H&R Block to see if I get any returns from these taxes.
Well, you get all the joys of living in Ursamare for a year.
Yikes. We'll see if it's worth it.
We will see, won't we?
I'll wander up and just see if he has any wares out in front of him.
Sure. Yeah, you notice. So he has basically the kebabs. You see that there are a few that have different vegetables on it, like potato, tomato, carrot. There's like a tightly packed bundle of cabbage that is heavily spiced and charred, all on one kebab. Then there's one that mixes potatoes and tomatoes with like hunks of beef and chicken, and it looks very appealing. And then there are these large potions, but you see that they don't look quite like potions that you're familiar with. These look more like poultices. Like these look like they were created with like natural ingredients, not arcane ingredients. It's more like medicine now that you're close up, but they could be useful.
Well, by my calculations, I'm running quite low on things like vials and potion bottles. So, does he seem to have any of those around him that like are empty at all,
Just empty vials?
or any kind of like alchemy supplies?
Yeah. You see that he has what looks like a few bundles of it. They aren't like really with the wares, but if you asked him about it, reasonably he could be, he might be parting with them.
My friend, you seem to be an alchemist, yes?
Indeed I am. That's right.
I am too, and I'll flash the paper real quick, like a cop on Law and Order, and then instantly put it back in my cloak. So I do find myself been traveling for a while, and I'm running short on supplies. Perhaps you'd be able to, I don't know, relinquish some of your items for a price, some of your components, and
for a price. Are you planning
Supplies.
to set up a shop in Operon or another city? Perhaps go to one of the smaller towns?
no, I don't plan to set up a shop of any kind. This is for, I suppose, the war effort right now.
Oh, make a persuasion check, please, Jackson. Having approached and flashed your card.
Does everyone want kebabs? Khalid, kebab?
Yeah, I'll take a bob.
I ate on the road. I ate on the way. I'm fine.
No, it's so good, Khalid. Have you ever had kebab from Ursamir?
I have not.
All right, we'll also have 4 kebabs.
Oh, sure. That's 1 silver. What's your name, friend? He says to you, Jackson.
The name's Jackson.
Right. I can part with some of my supplies if it's all right. I understand that it's for the war effort, and you can tell that he's not quite sure if he believes you when he says that. But he says, "I can part with it. I will just need to cover the expenses. So if you don't mind, just 5 silver."
You got yourself a deal, buddy. Here, do you have
I'll-
change? I'll give him a gold.
I'll cover it, Jackson. You paid the jizya. Glad to be home. I'll give him a gold.
I do like being lavished in gifts. Thank you.
Oh, I can't take this. If you are truly here to help us defend our home, then I don't.
Well, no, it's for that and for the kebabs.
And he kind of like gives you a sly smile and says, "Well, I do undercharge for those, so thank you, friend." And he gives you the 4 kebabs, Zakar, and then he reaches down and he gives you. Basically, he refills your standard alchemist supplies, not all of the
Cool.
stuff that you've collected, but everything else.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And he says, "I wish that I could give more, but if the war is won, I still need to be able to run a business."
Well, hey, look at it this way. After we've completely ended the war single-handedly as a group here, we'll pass back through, and then, you'll be able to say, oh, damn, those are the guys that ended the war, and I helped by giving them kebabs and supplies.
Indeed.
If we turn this thing around, my friend, I will personally write a song about the legendary kebab vendor of the Conqueror's Bridge.
Well, thank you. I look forward to hearing it. Thank you.
Unfortunately, you won't be able to be mentioned by name, royalty rights, and all of that.
Of course.
And I don't think I caught it, but also Keith is gonna present the hat with the silver and look pointedly at a couple kebabs.
Oh, I'll take a 5th one for Keith then, if that's all right.
Oh, of course. And my name is Emion. But he gives you a 5th kebab and he holds it out for Keith. I think Keith drops your hat
Yeah.
and takes the kebab.
Cool.
But then once he has eaten it and chewed the kebab, the like stick portion up a little bit, He just picks the hat right back up.
Alright.
One last question
Continue.
for you: Are there a lot of dire wolves like that, dire foxes like that in the country?
No. I've seen a few. There was a woman from Zishan who came by and, like you, took some of my supplies a few months ago, but she had a large creature like this with her, but otherwise, no.
Oh, okay.
Do you have fox envy, Jackson?
No, I just want to make sure that I wasn't treated worse than an animal.
Okay. I mean, because you guys can hang out with Keith all you want, man. Keith is pretty welcoming of all you guys. So
Keith is our dire fox.
it takes a village, to raise a fox.
Which also means, though, that everybody has to, take him on his walks in the morning.
Keith, sit.
Keith does
Oh,
not
man.
sit. Keith actually growls at you, Khalid.
That'd be rude.
I'm being rude. Fox is being rude. Go over here.
I don't know. Hey, it's cool, man. It's cool.
He does not like his green eggs and ham kebab. He does not like them with the fox.
Well, thank you all.
Oh,
Right.
thank you.
Look forward to hearing from the front of an alchemist and 2 guards and a musician riding a fox, saving us all.
Yeah, thanks for the bab, onion.
Emian.
What's that?
What?
Emian. And you all continue further on the bridge. And you have not made it too far until you come to a place where there are 2 more of these large stone guards. And as you are moving forward...
More taxes.
Khalid, would you just try the kebab?
Oh, yeah.
Or give it to the statue.
No, I'm already eating it. Too much flavor.
We're going
It's
to
good.
Flavor Town.
Was this God Guy Fieri?
Yeah, that's my god.
Is that what Cruciantism is? Is Guy Fieri? It's
Guy
5
Fieri's
men,
blood.
right?
Yeah.
So
We're
Guy
rolling out!
Fieri and-
The sign on that
Ed
guy's
Brown.
wagon said "Guy's Groceries," so
I was wondering why you always carried around a bottle of donkey sauce.
We're rolling out to try to find Ursimir's most spiritually fulfilling grottos.
let's get into it.
This is a Guy Fieri positive stream, by the way. We've,
Oh, for sure.
He's a good dude.
Amen.
But as you all are moving forward and Khalid continues to refuse the kebab.
No, I eat it. I ate it.
Oh, okay. You eat it.
I'm eating it. I said there's a lot of flavor.
I apologize. You make it forward and you you see this stone golem guard approach you all. He stops right here, about 10 feet away. He says, "Halt."
Okay.
Yes.
And he points. At first, it looks like he's pointing at you, Zakar, but then you realize that he's pointing at Jackson.
Hmm.
Huh?
We knew this shit would drop.
What's happening?
You must put your hands above your head.
Jackson, what are you doing, man? What? Did you do something already?
I didn't do anything. You guys have been with me the whole time.
It's true. I haven't
I'll
seen you.
have-
put my hands up in the air.
You have
Like,
to
I
tell
don't
us
care.
what the crime is. If you have to, what's going on?
Readying a spell. This is an offense. Cease your spell.
I haven't readied anything.
Stop your spelling. Now. I will be forced to retaliate.
I don't know what it's talking about.
And he lifts his hand, and you see the palm open, and there is what looks like basically the front of a crossbow. And can you all please roll initiative?
I'm going to step in front of Jackson as that happens.
Jackson, just stop casting the spell. It'll be fine.
I am not casting anything. If I were casting something, there would be pure devastation and awe across this bridge. Hell yeah.
What's that? Oh, Biff already went. 24. Okay, so first up will be Biff. So you see that this golem is threatening and clearly now has intention to shoot.
Okay. Don't know if illusion's gonna work on a golem. It might work really well, or they might be totally immune to it.
This is a cool token, by the way, Ben.
Thank you. It's the Colossus of Rhodes.
Yeah. Nice.
It's very hard to find copyright-free images of golems that look intimidating at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I kind of clicked that on accident, but fuck it. I'm gonna pull out a tiny little pie and a feather and sing a little ditty as I kind of just like tickle the pie with the feather and like dance goofily in front of this golem.
One of its eyes flickers on you as you cast Hideous Laughter, and unfortunately, with an intelligence of 3, it
is immune.
gives you no response. Doesn't
Gotcha.
understand your sense of humor. It's a little avant-garde for the golem. Now, if you were to mention
said something like,
something
"Get her
about it
done."
and say, well, I was going to go with you might be a golem, but if you get your commands
You
from
might be
somebody
a
rolling them up
Eusamarian
and
if-
putting them in your mouth, you might be a golem. But no, it is unaffected by Hideous Laughter, Biff.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get kind of far away from Jackson. No offense. I'm just gonna kind of.
Why is it pointing at me? You just cast the spell.
I don't know. I was trying to protect us. Yeah, I'm just gonna ride Keith over here. Can I actually? Am I allowed to cast spells on Keith, or is that a feat? Do I need to take a feat to do that kind of stuff?
You can cast a spell.
Okay,
You
cool.
just can't protect Keith if Keith gets attacked.
Gotcha. Yeah, then I'll ride him over here, and I'll kind of jump off him with my back to this little pillar here, and send him back a little ways to get him out of the line of fire.
Okay. And Keith does move back, not wanting to try to bite stone, because Keith's been down that road before. Jackson, it is your turn.
It's a fox with dentures.
It is your turn, Jackson.
Okay. I am going to. I don't know what to do. If it's angry about spells and I'm not even casting one, what's it going to do if I do cast a spell on it? Alright, I'm going to reach into my bags and I'm going to throw sand at it with my bag of sand.
Pocket sand.
Yeah, that's really what I'm doing.
God, you are Dale, aren't you?
Never underestimate the power of pocket sand.
I don't know what to do about me throwing sand at it, but I attempt it.
Mm-hmm.
Did it when I did cast a spell? Did it make any attention?
over
Did
here.
that draw its attention or at all?
I looked
Actually,
at you, but
here.
It just looked at me.
that might have been more from you talking to it than anything else.
Okay.
Ha sha sha. And I scatter this way.
All right. Yeah, you.
Should I roll anything for throwing
I mean,
sand?
I don't know what your intention really is.
My intention is maybe it if I cover it with it, maybe it will have trouble seeing, or maybe it gets in its
Yeah,
gears or
make a
whatever its little wedges that it moves
Make a
with.
performance check.
Can I use my improv training?
Okay, you put the sand up and it clashes over its eyes. It'll have a -1 for its next attack.
Yeah,
He's
and then I
very
run over to this
standard.
corner and I say, "I didn't do anything."
Okay. All right then. Next up, it is the golem's turn, and the golem is going to take a shot at you. So
Is the other golem moving at all?
it has not taken a turn yet.
Okay.
But it is about to.
I just wasn't sure if it's like this one's malfunctioning and the other one's still working fine.
Well, we'll see, won't we? It raises its arm and it shoots at you. It is a 15. Basically, this
Yeah, that hits.
large crossbow bolt with no fletching. I mean, crossbow bolts don't usually have fletching. Just fires out and is going to hit you in the chest. You will take. You only take 1 point of piercing damage.
Oh, come on, man.
And he shouts, "Hostilities have escalated. More combatants." And when he says this, you all see there is a guard on this section of the bridge who turns and he starts moving and he says, "Hey, it doesn't look like they're casting anything. Stand down. Stand down." And you see this golem say, "They have attacked a golem."
It was just pocket sand.
And it moves
Golem was
forward.
going to attack us. We didn't actually attack it.
This is what happens when you make Ed 209s in a world.
Can I reason with
And-
the golem?
This one moves forward and puts his spear in front of this golem guard, and the golem immediately stops moving. And he says, Everyone move forward. Get away. Get away. Something's wrong." But that is... Oh, wait, no. This golem is going to move forward and is going to try to slam on Qualid. So you just watch as he sort of steps, sort of schlorps forward, and he is going to try to slam you, Qualid. Is it 22 to hit you?
A 22 hits me.
Okay, and you will take 22 bludgeoning damage as he just lifts his fist, and he's going to ram it down onto you.
Let me ask a question. Did we long rest before we got to this bridge?
Yes,
'Cause
I'm
I
sorry.
still have
It was
68.
it was
No, it's good.
it was 2 days for you all to get to the bridge.
Aaron,
Okay,
it's your
good.
turn to ask.
Then I'll have a full collection.
Oh wait,
is-
did that happen? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening.
No, it's okay.
No, it just did happen. I should have clarified it earlier. So yeah, you take 22 points of bludgeoning damage. Next up, Qualid, it is your turn.
I'm going to use my reaction to move 15 feet away from him using Skirmisher.
Okay.
And it seems like this guard is trying to stop them.
Yeah. It seems
I-
like this
20
golem
feet.
is completely stopped.
How big is it?
The golem, it is about. It's sort of built like a very stocky man, so it's a little bit wider than they look when you're from a distance. But it is about 9 feet tall.
And they would be considered large size.
Yeah,
Am I
they
able to
would.
grapple something that's a size larger than me?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
One size you can. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna grapple him. I'm gonna put him in a full Nelson.
Okay.
Oh, that's not that good.
Okay. So with your 14, let me see what he gets. Yeah, no, you go to grab at him, and he just lifts his arm, and you fall away. Basically, just, you try to grab him around the midsection, and he just sort of tears his arm up out of your hold.
Okay, every good match starts with a little bit of them first, and then I make a comeback. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still got a Hulkamania.
He's gonna hit me in the chest, and then I'll say no to him.
What else?
Let your little doll's hair skullet wave around.
What else would you like to do?
That'll be the end of my turn. I don't want to make like a full-on attack.
You get 2 attacks, right?
Yes.
You could try to grapple him again because it
I don't
only
know.
takes one
Is
attack.
grapple considered an attack though, or is it like a special circumstance?
Yeah, it only takes one of the attacks.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to re-grapple then. I'll go into a sleeper hold this time.
All right.
So I'll jump on its back and put my arms around its neck. Athletics. 27.
All right. I actually have to check because. Let's see. You all rolled the
Because
same
golems don't sleep. I get it.
thing. No. Okay. He got a 24. So you will grapple him, and you now have him
Sleeper hold.
grappled. Okay. Then there you go. That was your turn, Khalid. Next up, Zakar. It is your turn.
I'll look to the guard as I pull out my bow, fail not, and I'll say, "Can we destroy this malfunctioning golem?"
Yes. It will be felt, but better than it die than kill anyone. That will harm the effort worse.
All right. While he's talking, I'll shoot twice at it.
Yep.
And-
Both of those will hit.
I'm going to choose radiant damage.
Okay.
And he's within 5 feet of a companion, so I get sneak attack on that as well. And I will also. Oh, I needed to focus my ire before then, so I'll focus my ire now upon him.
Okay, so that is what? That is 28 piercing for radiant, and then an additional 8 piercing for 36.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. You notice that the piercing damage, your arrow doesn't seem to drive in as hard as it normally would.
Yeah.
He has resistance to piercing damage, so he will take 18 piercing and 4 radiant damage. And did you say
Sounds
you put Hunter's Mark on him, or you focused your ire?
Yeah, I focused my ire. So
Okay. And alrighty, so he took a total of 22 damage. Then next
and
up,
I'll use my movement too. Sorry, I'll run back here.
Okay.
And that's my turn. Yeah.
Next up, then we go back to the top of the order with Biff.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna turn this bad boy in to a tortoise.
All right.
Polymorph.
All right. What's that DC?
17.
All right.
Wisdom.
I'm gonna just roll it honest, which I won't do for most things, but since he's made of stone, I feel like he would be like, 17.
He's too dumb to get a joke.
12.
He's too dumb to resist a spell.
All right, so the golem is turned into a tortoise. Turned into a tortoise.
All right.
Man, I love Doctor Who when he goes around in his tortoise.
I don't know. I don't know if I could do this in the same turn, but I'd like to have Keith scoop him up and bring him over. And I'm gonna pitch him over the bridge into the water.
All right.
Tortoises cannot swim,
So
and probably golems cannot either.
you see this golem slowly shrink. Its hard entire body changing to just a hard shell. It changes from this sort of marbly reddish clay color down to a nice green and brown. Keith goes over, grabs him, brings him over to you, Biff, and Biff, you can chuck him into the water. The tortoise begins to sink. After about 6 seconds, you see it become a golem again, and the golem continues to sink.
Cool.
You all have beaten the golem.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was there a problem, officer? I'm like gonna crack my knuckles with my hands facing outward, you know. And that's my turn.
Is it still moving?
It is moving. Like, it looks like it is trying to move its hands forward, but you notice that it's sinking.
Let's hope it doesn't have some kind of a propeller thing that pops out of its stone butt.
This golem says, "They have attacked a golem. Orders dictate that this means they are to be brought in or subdued." And this guard says, "Stand down. The other golem, something went wrong. Just leave it be."
Well, yeah, you could bring us in if it helps stop the problem with this one.
No, they'll never take me. I jump into the ocean. No.
Well, it's a
Oh
big,
no, he's got the swimming skills of a tortoise.
it's a big river. But no, that's not necessary. I apologize. If there had been a spell being cast, I would have known. And this golem did not sense your friend casting a spell. If he had, he would have gone too. Something was wrong with the other golem, and so
Has that ever happened before? That you've seen?
no, not with this family of golems. No, I've heard lesser wizards who created golems. They had a problem like this, where their orders were too specific, but about too many different things, and the contradictions went to the golem's head. I'll have to speak with the. And you notice he says very nervously, and Zakara, you can imagine why. He says, the Emir being basically generally the equivalent of a lord, which is kind of a title that doesn't hold any political power generally, so that's probably not who he's referring to. The emirs of specific things are basically the leaders of orders of the Feri, which are the appointed knights of different branches of the Koshantrian faith. And the emirs are the highest point in each of those orders.
Well, if you need any testimony to what happened or anything, please let us know. And Jackson here, he didn't cast a spell, but he's an accomplished sorcerer in his own right. I'm sure that he may be able to help with any sort of investigation.
Also, is there issues with casting spells in this town?
Only on the bridge. I apologize.
Only on the bridge.
And they're only if it's a spell that can hurt someone. So I apologize. The rules should be stated more explicitly, but as you said, he wasn't casting a spell, so it's not an issue.
It's true. I don't. It's quite the malfunction. I think they should all be scrapped, and whoever created them should not be relied upon for such things again.
You should not say either of those things, but especially the second when you enter the town. When you enter the city.
Are there any?
Uh-oh. We're in trouble, guys.
Are there any other laws we should be? Is there like a book of laws? Because we want to follow the rules, of course, when we get into town.
Yes. Don't steal anything. Don't.
I don't endorse that.
If you're going to drink, just do it indoors or at places that have proper rights to let you drink outdoors. Don't insult anyone's faith, be they a keeper of the Koshantrian faith or another. Do not.
Can we ridicule people that don't have faith?
You won't be fined, but it is impolite. You
Okay, so yes, we
What
can.
if people claim that you don't have a faith, even though you told them that you do?
then they
Because
you can,
there's a money lender down at the end of this,
well
or
you
sorry, a tax collector down at the end of this bridge that was horrible.
Oh, he gave you a discount when you came in for your tithing.
yes, I mean if someone accuses you of lying about your faith, you can report them and they might be fined if they are found to have truly besmirched your character. But
Well, if we have time, I might do this.
generally, don't attack anyone. Don't rob anyone. Pay when you are told that you must, if you've been given a good service. And
If someone
Otherwise-
approaches me and tries to convert me to this thing that you guys do, I'm still not allowed to be mean. I still can't because that's invading on my personal space. I think.
well, no one is free of criticism or. You are perfectly welcome to be impolite. It's just. don't-
Well, it's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yes, partridges often do.
Well,
And
thank you for your understanding.
He looks at you and he says that, Zakar, like, am I right?
I'll just kind of like raise my eyebrows back to him. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's what you would expect. Just be nice to each other. Yeah, we'll be fine when we get in there, everyone.
And the guard dips his head in response to you thanking him, Quali, better.
Okay. Also, before we're on our way, there may be a man coming down this bridge. He's wearing brown pants, leather shoes, and a red hat. You're going to want to watch out for him. I do think that he may have smuggled something in. So it's good to check him.
Yeah, weird vibes for sure. Weird vibes coming off of him.
Thank you. I will. Oh, hold on. That's my dog.
Tell the dog I haven't been casting anything.
It's his dire fox, actually.
If I see a man
Keith!
as you described,
Keith!
I will
Shush.
stop him.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, we're going to be on our way, following rules as we go.
Very, very well.
Thank you.
Good work, Clay boy. Clay guy. Clayness.
He is just looking straight ahead again once he was told to stand down. And you all, there is a bit of a walk before you actually make it into the city, but you have just crossed the Conqueror's Bridge. This is not a well-angled map, but the program that I used to make it is not perfect. This is actually the south. What looks like the leftern side is the south. But there is the walled city of Operon. It is almost a perfect circle, and there are basically the equivalent of pretty large towns that exist outside of the walls in each of the cardinal directions. But you have crossed the river, and you are now in the territory that is called Walled Shade. And my dogs are going berserk.
Keith! Shh! Keith!
Make
Sit!
an animal handling check for my real dogs, please.
Yeah, Biff, we haven't really talked about this, but is Keith kind of racist towards people from Ursamir?
No, Keith.
It seems like he doesn't like any of these people near here.
Keith is one love all the way, man. Have you ever seen him be mean to anybody?
Why? That's why I'm so surprised that he's barking now. That there's a lot of people that look like me.
Well, you're from Ursamir. He doesn't have a. Well, that's because you were trying to be mean to me.
I was telling you to sit. I was telling Keith to sit.
Yeah, but if I'm on his back when he sits, how do you think a dog sits? I'll be on the ground.
You make a fair point. That's why I keep you around, Biff.
Thanks, man. I'll try.
All right, but you all are in Walled Shade. you can make a history check, Zakar, if you would like, to tell your companions about this region.
I don't think I know much about this region.
Yeah, basically, it is just where like the first camp that the Zeshan army set up was, and so there have always been sort of these semi-permanent structures, and then around them grew permanent structures, and now it's like it's where a lot of the people who actually just do business pretty regularly in Zeshan, who live around Operon, they'll actually just live here. So these are like mostly tradespeople who live in this region, young families, that sort of thing.
Yeah, this is kind of a boring part of town. I don't know. We could probably just continue through.
Yeah, definitely a boring part of town.
Where are we headed, Zakar? Who are we reporting to? It's the Leggett guy?
Well, yeah, I mean, you all remember Tiberius from before with the
Oh,
giant.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So we have these orders for him, and I guess we can kind of see where we're needed from there. I need to give my tithes someplace while I'm in town, and I'm sure that this is a beautiful city. We'll find something of interest while we're here. This is kind of like a shopping
No way
district, I guess.
to understand that unless we march forward.
So if you need to restock on anything, I guess this would be the place to do it.
Anybody of interest as we pass by?
There's a few people who are looks like they are gambling. They're playing a game of dice. Don't know if that's interesting to you or not.
I mean, it's kind of appealing to Biff, but they're gonna gauge their companion's interest to see if they keep on going or not before they commit.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, yeah, I'll play a game. It's a single game before we get on the road.
All right. The game is essentially you roll and you have to tell everybody what you have. And if you roll what someone else also rolled, you can't keep it. You have to roll again. And you play through until there is basically everybody has gone through twice, and then whoever has rolled the highest of their total of 4 dice basically wins. So just roll 4d6.
Here, if you'd like it, you can use this dice, and I conjure a glowing dice that has only 6 on every side.
Imagine these fellas here are probably a little too streetwise to fall for that one, Jackson. Am I right? Am I right, fellas?
Yeah, we weren't going to let you use that.
The dice with all 6s.
Yeah. What's the ante here, guys? Or I'm assuming
It's minimum, but
okay. Minimum.
It's
folks.
It looks like basically it's about 8 silver. It's not high stakes right now.
Well, I'm only in it for 1 round, so would it be rude of me to bet a gold? Is that too rich for the game?
One of them smiles and says, "Well, why not make it more interesting if you're only able to play once?"
What do you suggest?
I would suggest, we're not wealthy travelers, but perhaps. And he looks at the others and then he says, 20 gold.
20, okay. Sure, why not? And I'll show it. Are they putting it in, or are they like how's the pool?
They have what looks like basically a chessboard between them, and that's where all the gold is going.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put it down.
Should I Is this a good time to use the Jinn, and maybe we can ask it to help him win?
I don't think the stakes are quite that
Yeah,
high.
that feels like the worst time to use it.
I can think of worse times.
Did you mean the alcohol? Like, what? When you say gin, we probably shouldn't bring that up ever.
The Jinn. And I
Yeah,
knock on the clay pot that's strapped on my back like some
yeah,
kind
the
of
beef eater.
Naruto character.
Like Gara specifically. I know.
I
his
don't know
name.
any of their names. I've just seen the picture before.
I just know his name, and I will defend the name of Gara. No,
So, are we letting Jackson hold on to that?
Is that a battle you really want to fight right now, Colleen?
No, I guess not. I mean, I do love battles.
That's true.
I'll roll for initiative.
2.
It really doesn't seem like you want to fight it right now.
Okay.
I use my action to summon the Jinn and ask it to give
No.
you Khalid an initiative of 1.
Okay, so Biff, if you would like to just roll 4d4, and you are going to have to re-roll the. You are going to have to just roll 4d4, and then I'll tell you what happens.
At once or individually?
At once, if you
At
please.
once.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh boy.
I need you to re-roll one of the 2s and one of the 1s. So basically, you will have 3, and then whatever you roll for 2d4 now.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oof.
You lose.
Use the Jinn.
You lose your 20 gold, as one of them has a total roll of 11, which beats
Okay.
5.
Can I insight check to see if it felt like anyone was cheating?
Nah, I mean, the game seems like it's on the. I'm not worried. Like, I'm not worried about it.
Hey. My insight, not your insight. 16.
No, it seems like they were. They're just gambling. Like they're using different dice every round.
Can I roll an insight check to see if Biff is cursed by another demon?
No, it doesn't
That
seem
was
like.
the worst you could possibly roll, -1.
Doesn't seem like Biff is cursed by a demon. Zach might be. But no, otherwise, seems like everything's above board.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, it's cool. Well, that's the way it goes, isn't it? I guess. So, yeah, guess have a much larger pot to play with now. So, have fun with that, guys.
Yes, thank you.
I'll head out.
All right. I'm gonna be real honest. Thought that you all would fight the golem, so.
Well, we did fight the golem.
Sure. Thought that the
Efficiently.
172 HP would take a little bit longer. So
I'll go dive back in that river.
no, I'm just telling you all why.
We could have an underwater fight.
So everybody make improv checks.
I used the genie to summon a new golem.
An unpolymorphable golem.
You all come to the Conqueror's Gate. You flash your tags that show that you have paid the jizya, and you are permitted inside. Once you enter, you see a beautiful city with these tall, geometric, inspired buildings. There are superfluous, but very, very beautiful. So that's the reason that they're there. There are just these fixtures into the tall buildings, sort of just parts where the walls sort of cave in these beautiful, complex designs. And it's mostly all stone of different colors and shapes. And then you can see that there are a lot of archways. A lot of alleyways are just buildings that are connected and seem to just basically have a hallway cut through them. And you can see that there are a lot of tall, sort of bell-shaped domes on some of the distant city. As you enter, you can see that you are on a street that seems to mostly be what you have heard once or twice. This term partridge, it basically means a person who is not from Ursumer and is not a Koshantrian. You are on Partridge Way, and you make your way forward for a few minutes, and it's a very long street. You don't think you have to walk very far down this path before you will come to the barrack. Zakar, you know where the barracks is, because most cities are designed with a certain level of understanding so that anyone from any part of Ursamer can find it fairly easily. So you know where you are going, and it's basically going to be a straight shot down this street when you begin to hear some children laughing, all four of you. It's two boys. One looks like he is from Shuhan, one looks like he is from Hallandor, and they're basically talking about that they spit on him, and that they're going to come back later, and they're going to try to climb one of the buildings and see if they can piss far enough that it will fall on his head. And they run past you. And that seems a bit out of character from every other interaction you have overheard in the city, which basically seems to be very concerned about the war in the north, or mundane but pleasant.
Can we stop the boys? Can you get in the way of them as they run?
Yeah, you can stop them. You're a big, imposing figure.
Hey,
Yes.
what are you talking about?
And you see the Shuani's boy, his lips curl up, and the other one kind of giggles, the Hallandor boy, and he says, they captured a Ryothi priest. He was he was trying to get into the city to preach. He said he was here in peace, but nobody fell for it. So he's tied up in the stockade. He's captured by legionaries. So he's going to be taken to Hallandor to be questioned.
And why are you're treating him badly?
Oh, everybody is.
But you specifically are?
I'm my dad, and he sort of scratches his head. My dad threw a drink on him the other day.
Yeah. Would your dad throw a drink on me?
No.
Hey, Khalid, they said he was a priest, man, so he's got to be a nerd. They're justified.
True, I do hate nerds. Maybe treat adults with a little more respect.
Well, we treat adults from places that aren't trying to take over.
No, I get it. He's not a good person, maybe, but that doesn't mean that you, a boy, should be spitting on him.
Okay. So sorry.
Are you prepared to fight a war against him?
I'm 10.
Yeah. Are you prepared to fight a war against him?
No.
What's your name?
Name's Wei.
I'm never going to forget that name. Go,
It's your-
leave.
Is your friend's name Kurds?
He runs off and says, "I'm from Shuhan. My name is a real name from the real world."
See you, Kurds.
Bye.
Teach that nerd a lesson.
And before not too long, you begin to hear jeers, and you can see that there is a massive man in the black robes of the Ryothi priesthood who is tied up to what is basically this sort of grim, it looks like it is a tree that has basically been carved into a sort of stockade, and two iron manacles on his hands. There are several ropes that are tied around different parts of this large stock. As you all approach.
Ooh, sucks to be that guy.
Is it a thing here, Zakar? Do they just ridicule people they hate?
No,
Openly?
this is very out of character for.
Well, and so
Mercenary.
but also crucially, there's
Right,
nobody from
yeah.
Ursamer on this street. So this
Right. This is all the partridges.
This is like Hallandor, Shuhan, Zeshan mainly, and then some Spicer Coast people. See a few Dasaro folk mixed in.
And guards?
No guards. You have actually seen from a distance, like through alleyways, you have actually seen like Zeshan soldiers or mercenaries and like Hallandorian legionnaires.
And who is keeping this man tied? Like,
You don't see anybody watching him right now.
so he's just tied to there and left alone,
Yep.
except by the people that are fucking with him.
Yep, and you see like he is wet, and it looks like it is several different things. There is like you can see there is some food scattered about him. Someone has put a plate that has cooked chicken and vegetables, what looks like just out of his reach, and he is sort of just slumped, and his face is grim, but not like he doesn't look exactly like he is despairing. And as you all get closer, you see someone throw what looks like a empty bottle of wine at his back that doesn't shatter. And just basically they shout like "fuck you" at him, and when they do, he calls back in a hoarse voice, "The light forgives."
Oh, go ahead, Ben. Sorry.
No, that's all I was.
That's all.
the
Okay.
part that I was gonna
Sorry,
add.
I thought you were going to say something else. Yeah, I'll walk forward and I'll bring out a sprig of mistletoe, cast Goodberry, and I'll walk up to him and feed him some of the good berries. When were you captured?
2 days ago. Thank you.
And who holds you here?
I was grabbed up by 3 legionnaires, and they live in this building. And he indicates with his head towards this very tall, sort of, probably like some type of apartment building, basically. And they are going to take me in 2 days on a long journey to Hallandor. But I cannot move. My manacles are bound by a spell. So they let these people keep watch.
Have you seen any men who look like me from Ursumer here?
No. You are the first that I've seen.
I'll be back. This is unacceptable.
Thank you.
And where's the entrance to this building?
It would be off of the map, but you would be able to find it. And
Okay.
but as you move, he says, "The mother's blessing." Sorry, what is it that? How do your priests say it?
5 blessings.
5 blessings and 4 from the north.
5 blessings to you. They've men from Hallandor have captured him. We should say something. Easy, Keith. Easy.
Keith. Hey.
You say he starts barking when you say "men of Hallandor."
It's cool. We're not gonna kill this one. Just wait for that. But,
Jesus. I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna raise my hand to strike him, but not actually do it like a flinch feign kind of thing. But as I do that,
Do you punch him in the
I'm-
arm if he flinches?
no. As I do that, I am going to use my foot to push the plate of chicken closer to him. That it's just enough in reach.
It's a weird, like
Yeah.
BF Skinner approach to helping people.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want these people to think that we are Riathi. You know what I'm
You,
doing.
you notice he does not flinch when you like raise your hand. Like he's probably been hit a lot in the last few days. Because he did look really bruised. But when you slide the chicken forward a little bit, he says, "Thank you." And you all noticed that when like once everyone saw that Zakar was here, they all basically stopped yelling at this guy. Stopped like jeering, and now they've all gone completely quiet. But sorry, back to you.
Yeah, don't forget it. Improv.
Yeah, I guess with that in mind, I will. I'll notice that they're all quiet now, and I'll say, "If you live in our city, you should respect our laws. Go home."
They scatter. One of them's like, "I'm gonna go home and tell my son Wei that he needs to be an even harsher bully because I feel weak now."
I think that person was Kurds.
Is this priest a nerd?
The priest
Doesn't
that
really
you're
look
looking
like
at,
a nerd.
he's pretty big. You have
Yeah,
yet
he
to
looks, he looks cool.
you have yet to see a Ryothi priest that was not at least as muscular as like Zakar.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll start towards the other side of the building, looking for a door.
Do any of you all want to say
I'll-
anything
I'll-
to Zakar as he goes?
Well, should we accompany him?
I'll go with Zakar.
Yeah, do you want us along, Zakar?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, you two.
Was an accident.
We all knew it was going to happen eventually.
This whole will they, won't they?
Yeah.
No, I don't shit where I eat. You guys know that.
Well,
Do we?
You know it, I'm sure. If you look down deep, you'll know it. Haven't done it so far. For permanent allies, at least.
Haven't done it so far. It's subject to change. Sorry, I'm just getting something ready for you all.
Well, that is probably the best potential romance in each of the groups, maybe, is Jackson and Biff.
Jackson and Biff, yeah.
Just
Yeah, two
Oh, boy, with my heart.
creepiest, most depraved.
two hedonism bots.
do you want us to take a quick 5-minute break, Ben?
Yeah, actually, let's go ahead and do that now. So we will take a
Yeah.
5-minute break. We will be back at 7:32, and when we get back, we will be inside of this apartment building to have a chat with some
Man,
Legionnaires.
D&D's just like real life. Flying around inside an apartment building.
Yeah, well, look, you all got to do taxes, and then there was a golem fight, a fantastical thing, and a fantastical solution got turned into a tortoise. So now you're going to talk to some war criminals in their apartment
fair.
building.
He got turned into a tortoise.
Okay, I'm sorry. So we'll be back at 7:32. And I will be right back, as I have to go to the restroom.
from the break, back from the break.
Hey everybody,
Back
welcome
from
back
the break,
to the Sunken
back
World
from
Saga.
the break.
Hey everybody, welcome back. No. I was unmuted, so we had a few moments of Brian
Oops.
singing back from the break with an echo.
Now I got to do it every time.
Yep, because, oh baby, now we're like Comedy Bang Bang. I'm going to keep making that song longer and longer. Nathaniel, if you can put in the chat when you're back. But you all have began to climb this. It is basically like an apartment building where there are small rooms built for function, built to house a lot of people. But they are, comfortable and they're well designed. Looks like there is a common bathroom on every second floor where there are 3 of them. It seems like one is kind of a all-purpose, and then one is like a family bathroom, and then the other one is a smaller singular person bathroom, like first come first serve. If this is open, you can go in here, type of deal.
Is it open?
It is currently open.
Okay. I've been having to do this for about 4 months.
All right. Hey, Khalid, take inspiration. DM inspiration.
Oh, good. Ooh.
And you all eventually find someone and ask. Zakar asks, kind of pointedly, where the Legionnaires are, and they tell you that they are on the 4th floor of this tall building. And so you are able to. You are able to make it to the 4th floor, and when you enter. You see in front of you there are these 2 sort of long communal tables, and at one of them there sit 3 Legionnaires. You see that they are playing a game. They are in their breastplate, their cuirass that Legionnaires wear. They each have their equipment nearby. There's probably somewhere that they have to run drills while they're in the city before they travel north or west, but doesn't look like they're expecting anyone to come in and confront them. And they are playing cards, and one of them looks up when you all enter, but doesn't really think anything of it.
Are you the men who tied up that priest?
One of them, the biggest of them, kind of looks over and says, "And if we were?"
Well, then you should know that in Ursamer, anyone is able to practice any faith they wish.
And in Ursamer, are enemies permitted to walk around with lies on their lips and seeing things that you don't want reported?
In Ursamer, that's not your decision.
So
I'm
it looks
gonna,
like you have.
I'm going to place my hand on the rod that hangs on my my waist.
Yeah, you notice when you do that, he sort of leans back in his chair, and you see his hand goes under the table to grab something. I was under the impression that in the terms of our alliance, while we were in Urzumer, our prisoners were ours, and ours to do as we pleased with.
Did you take this prisoner in battle?
No, we didn't.
Then he's not your prisoner. If he was allowed entrance into Ursamer, he's paid the jizya, and he has a reason to be here.
And in Hallandor, we don't force everyone to give us money just for walking past a line on a map, and I am a soldier of Hallandor, fighting for you lot. And so when I take a prisoner, because I know that despite the laws of Ursamer, which we are fighting to uphold once Dal Royath is beaten back, I know that it's in the best interest of everyone involved in the alliance if a priest who pretends to have no allegiance to his king, if I know that it's in our best interest for him to be a prisoner, I'm going to take him prisoner. Now, if you have a problem with that, I'd love to know your rank, soldier.
I do have a problem with that. And I have orders here for the legate Tiberius, and I can assure you that this is none of your business. We should let the man go.
All right. Are you trying to be more intimidating with your hand on your rod, or more persuasive with the tone of your voice?
I think that I'm trying to be more intimidating.
I'm gonna say with your three friends flanking you, and specifically Khalid, I'm gonna give you advantage on an intimidation check.
All right. 16.
If you want on time, be my fucking guest.
Oh, you said there was magical manacles holding him there.
Aye. If you want to pay me for the key, and the other legionnaires laugh when he says that, then you can be
Yeah,
my fucking guest.
How much is the key?
Let's see. I didn't have to pay your jizya tax, but I think I would have had to pay, 30 gold? So let's say that.
I guess I'll look back to my companions and
Since you didn't have
Oh no! Hey,
and then I'll take out my rod then and start running towards the guy.
oh,
I was gonna say
Oh,
we don't need the key, but we can do this. Yeah.
thanks for looking.
And he goes, shit! And he starts to move when you start running. Can you all roll initiative? Yeah, you know what? We're going to keep initiative.
Oh,
Zakar, I'm going to bump you up to roll a d4, Zakar. And I'm going to add that to your 10. All right, 13. Alrighty. So you move forward. So first up... Well, actually... Are you okay with not taking your round when we get to 13 if you go now? Since this is kind of a surprise action.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and then we'll just go into normal initiative and we'll skip you this first turn. Or this first round. Okay, so your action, Zakar.
Okay.
All of these legionnaires are seated, so you have advantage on a melee attack.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action focus my ire on. Who have I been talking to, Ben?
That would be
Which
this one. I will mark him.
Yeah, okay. So he has my ire, and I'm going to run towards him, and I'm not going to draw my sword. I'm just going to use the rod, and I'm going to attack him twice with the rod. 22 to hit, and an 8 to hit.
Okay, the 22 will hit.
Oh, but it's at
advantage.
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just roll it again at advantage. And that's an 11.
Yeah, the 11 will not hit. So the 22 hits.
Okay. That's 6 bludgeoning. Because I have advantage, I can sneak attack. So that's 10. And then it's really slow. I'm trying to get the ire to work. But anyways, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Alrighty. Then we will go into initiative. And he shouts, up and at him! As you, after you hit him, he grits his teeth and says, up and at him. And, okay, then next up, Biff, it is your turn. Oh, he
up
takes
and at them.
2.
It's Adam amped.
All right. I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm going to gonna run up here, jump on the table, get kind of in the middle of them here, and then I'm gonna draw a tree needle as I run, But then I'm going to feign like I'm going to strike, and then like brush the top of his little bristle head, and just cast vicious mockery on him. That's the mockery, is making fun of his helmet.
All right. Yeah. And is that the one whose Zakar already hit?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Okay. He got a dirty 20 for the wisdom saving throw. So I don't believe that will succeed.
Well, all right. And no. All right. Well, that's my turn.
All right. But after your turn, you jump up on the on the table, and both of the soldiers go shit, and they expect you to hit them, but then they see you taunt their commander. Maybe. Up next, it is Jackson. Your turn.
Okay, are any of these doors to these rooms open? And I don't mean unlocked, I mean like actually like the door is ajar.
No, none of them are physically open.
Okay. Then I'm going to cast everybody's favorite spell ever, Grease.
Cloud?
And I will. This color might not work. I'm going to use yellow for it, and it's going to be here. Splash.
Okay.
And then I will adjust my standing to be right here. And that's my turn.
Okay. They are seated, so they don't have to make it. But if they get up normally, they will have to make the dex saving throw. I think that's fair.
Okay.
Okay. Then after your turn, Jackson, it is it is the legionnaire that you have been speaking to. It is his turn. And he is going to get up, and as he goes, he is going to swing a short sword up at you, Biff. And that is a 19 to hit you.
Yeah, it is.
All right. And you will take 8 points of slashing damage as he brings it across your stomach. And
Yep.
just keeping the momentum, he is going to turn and try to sort of like curl his arm and strike you in the ribs, Zakar, once he finishes his tilt. Oh no. That is only a 15 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And you will take 9 points of slashing damage. And then he is going to wheel himself over to here. And he is going to sort of hold. And then the door behind you is going to open. And 2 legionnaires are going to rush out. One of them is going to stay next to you. He opened the door, and it seems like he isn't going to do anything. The other one is going to run past you. You have an attack of opportunity if you want.
No, I don't want to.
Okay. And he is going to run up to you, Qualid. And he is going to lift his own short sword. He has a long, almost like a tower shield in his other hand. And he is going to take his short sword and try to stab you in the gut. That is a crit.
That hits.
Well, but you will only take 9 slashing damage from his first attack. And then he will swing again, and that is going to be a 15, which I know misses.
That does not hit.
Okay, then next up, Qualid. It's your turn.
I'm going to use my reaction to disengage and go to here.
Okay. Qualid, it's your turn.
Okay. I will do this. I'm going to walk away from this guy.
Okay, he's going to take an attack of opportunity on you.
You can.
That is a 25.
That hits.
Minimum damage, you take 5 slashing damage.
Damn, these guys are hitting for 25.
70, 57. Got it. Okay. I'm going to walk up behind these 2 guys.
Okay, can you make a dexterity saving throw?
I can, but my armor also doesn't allow me to go prone. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Doesn't matter
Um,
anyway at the moment.
yeah. I'm gonna go up to these two dudes and I will hit this one that's right next to Biff.
Okay. The grease seems to be like pretty effective on everybody but you. It would be because these floors are perfectly level. They're not even tile. There's just like paint so that it looks like it's tiled. It seems like this building was designed to be comfortable to people from all over, all types of different places. So there's like design sensibilities from every country any of you have ever been to. That's just scenery.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead and attack.
No worries. So I'm gonna hit him with the Mage Killer. Probably does not hit.
You have advantage.
All right.
16 does hit this one. He does not have his shield up.
17 damage,
Okay, he takes 17 points of damage.
and then I will hit one more time with my second attack.
21 will hit.
21, and then another 15 damage.
Okay, gosh. Okay, so that's going to be 38. All right. Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Then next up, it is going to be both of these legionnaires. This one is going to, still in his chair, is just going to take a short sword that is under the table as well, and is going to bring it up and try and hit you, Biff. Wow, crit.
Shouldn't you have disadvantage if he's sitting down?
Yeah, he's basically prone.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Alright.
The other one is dirty 20.
Oh, yeah, that still hits, but
Okay.
okay.
So you will take 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then with his second attack, he is going to... Oh. All right. Go ahead. Okay. So he will take another 11 points of damage, becoming bloodied. You see the blood pouring onto the table, getting all over his cards that have the Hallandor suit, not the Ursamere suits. The Hallandor suits are cups, staves, swords, and coins, and you get blood onto the red coin cards in front of him. But he, unable to move now, is just going to take a second swipe on Biff, because he's going to stand up before his second attack before. And he gets a natural 1, so even with advantage or disadvantage.
Also, when he stands up, doesn't he have to make a dex roll on grease?
Well, he was going to stand up to make a dex roll, but now he doesn't have to. The guy next to him is going to stand up, so he'll have to make a dex save against what, Nathaniel?
17 is the difficulty.
Okay, he does not succeed, so he gets up out of his chair and slips back onto his ass in this big pile of grease.
Stay down.
Can they try to get back up?
Ooh, that's a good
I don't know
question.
if they can on the same turn. Maybe.
Well, prone, a creature that enters the area is also. So it looks like they can, since he still has half of his movement from standing the first time. He can use the other half to stand up again.
Yeah. Okay. So he does get to his feet, and then he has no weapon, so he's going to try to punch you, Qualine. He got a 14, so he will not punch you. He punches your armor. Does the Jackie Chan?
Proficient in unarmed combat.
Yeah. He punches you, and then he does the Jackie Chan.
Oh man, you're making him likable.
And okay, and then you see legionnaires emerge from.
If he ends his turn there, he's gonna make another dex save.
Okay, he will try to make that. You see legionnaires emerge from a door above you. He succeeds on this dex save. Gets a 23. Or 24, sorry. Or not 24, 22, sorry. So he stays standing, and now it is... It would be Zakar, but we're going to go past that. And it is now back to the top of the order. So, Biff, it is your turn again.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. It's okay. I'm going to come up here. And I am going to cast Thunderwave at 4 foot. Oh, man, it's so weak.
All right. And, okay, so that's 1 failure, 1 success, 1 failure. It's within what range of you?
15 feet cube, so I think Qualid has to make that too, actually.
Okay.
Sorry, Qualid. I figured you could probably take it. So.
Nothing knocks me over.
So, within range of you of the 5... No, okay, all 4 of them had to make it. So there were two successes and 4 failures. So that is total of how much damage? 15? And do they take half on a success?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're not pushed if they succeed, but if they don't, they're pushed 10 feet. So these guys against the wall will be like pushed against the wall.
Yeah, you'll push this guy back in. And this guy will go down. Anything else you want to do?
No, I don't think so. I think we're all still
I have a
good.
question about the spell he just cast. Did it knock this door that I'm arrowing to, and this door, and this door open?
Yeah, it actually did, and you all can see that there is another Legionnaire who is putting on a belt in this room.
I wonder what those two were doing in there.
And this one will take that 15 down 55, and then half of 15 is 8. So, sorry, what else did you want to do with your turn, Biff? I'm sorry.
Nothing. We're good.
Okay. Then, next up it is Jackson. It's your turn.
You guys get into the mix too often. It's so hard to put my giant AoEs down.
I am the mix, Jackson.
So I will call down hell upon them. And I will summon...
God.
Oh, what do we want? Let's say Fire Elemental.
Okay.
It's usually a good choice for just plain old humans and stuff.
All right. I have given you control. You can put it where you summon it.
Okay, and the range is 90 feet, I believe. Let me double check that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So I will have it. Which one's I think since the car's over there, I will have it right there. And I will then... I'm going to shift over this way, just a couple feet, and that'll be my turn.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll initiative for the fire elemental, or do you wish for it to just go on a certain spot you decide?
It'll go right after you, so you can go ahead and have it go.
Okay. It has multi-attack, 2-touch attack, so I'm going to go for the one that's outside of the door, so like in the room with us, basically. And it will... Uh-oh. I clicked on the touch attack, and it just sent a bunch of...
Yeah,
nonsense.
that was the problem I was having with it before.
Was it Did you do something to fix that, or
I don't think
do
I
I
ever
just
got
need
it to work.
Okay, I'll just roll on the d20. It's got a +6 to its attack. So that's a 22 to hit.
Yep, 22 will hit.
I
Alright.
think the problem was that they both have the same name or something like that. We can figure it out after the session. But
Yeah, there's one in there now that says Fire Elemental. You can try that for your next attack.
Okay.
But yeah, the 22 will hit.
Alright, let me find it. Alright. The second one is a 12 to hit.
12 will miss.
I'm just going to click on it for the damage. 11 fire damage. If the target is a creature or a flammable object, it ignites until a creature takes an action to douse the fire. The target takes 1d10 fire damage at the start of each of its turns.
Okay, so this one is on fire, and he starts going, ah! Ah! Ah!
And then I will have this thing stay right where it is to try and block that guy from coming out.
All right. Okay. Next up in our order, it is the ones marked with purple. The ones who came out are wearing like purple capes, kind of. And you see this one is going to go past the commander over to Biff. The actual commander is going to come down towards you, Zakar, and this one is going to break away from you towards Jackson, Zakar.
okay. I will not take an attack of opportunity.
Okay, so the first one will attack. We'll do the first one's attacks for Biff. So that is a 17 to hit you.
Yep.
Okay. You see, he actually has like a hatchet, and that is going to be 5 slashing damage to you. First attack.
Okay.
Now he's a juggalo.
Second attack is a dirty 20.
Boop, boop.
Yeah, that hits.
That is again 5 slashing damage to you. The one who is behind you, Zakar, is going to slash at you with his short sword. That is a critical. So that is 8 slashing damage. Then with his second attack, that is a dirty 20.
Yep.
That is 5 slashing damage.
Okay.
The one attacking you, Jackson, is going to swing with a it's like a mace. So that is 17.
I'm gonna cutting words that one.
Okay.
Oh, you already said the roll, but I guess
you started talking before I got to it.
okay. So it's a D10 off of the roll.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem. So -9.
All right. So that will become an 8. What did you say to cut the attack?
I don't know.
Tell him how terrible Hallandor cheese tastes.
I was gonna be like, "Hey man, the abs chiseled on your arm are crooked."
You're thinking of one of the provinces of Hallandor. This is the standard Imperial model.
No, I see them. They're crooked.
No, these aren't abs. This is
Look at them.
It-
They're right there. They're crooked, man.
it's a cuirass of cured leather, bronze, and
yeah.
iron.
While he's arguing, I'm just going to go ahead and
missed.
duck
You
low
missed.
so when he finishes his swing,
what I
it goes
did?
above my head.
Yep, and then he takes his second attack at you. The second one is a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. You take 7 points of slashing damage.
Ah!
I need you to make a concentration check, please.
I don't have to do this for damage when I'm focusing on a conjuration spell.
All right, never mind. Go ahead. Okay. Then,
How much did you say the damage was again? I'm sorry.
it was 8.
8, okay.
Or
Thank
it
you.
It might have been 7. I might have calculated it wrong, but so it should have been 8.
Gotcha.
Next up, it is Qualid. It is your turn.
Okay. I will cast haste on myself.
Okay.
And then as my hasted action, I'll strike
Good news,
the one that.
you all. This fight is going to take another 2 seconds.
Sorry, guys. You put a lot of guys out. I don't know what else. I don't have to. I can do
No,
spirit
no,
shroud.
it's a smart move. I'm not complaining. I'm just joshing.
I'm gonna hit this guy
It's
with my attack.
it's the optimal move. It's a good move.
Is he still in an advantaged space?
Yeah, he couldn't move, so you
Yeah.
prevented him from moving.
28,
All right, 28 will hit.
14 damage.
All right, you
That's the end of my turn.
you swing down into him, biting into him, and he falls down, and more of his blood washes over the cards that they were playing and mingles with the coin at the center of the table. You have killed that one. Anything else you would like to do?
That is all. That is all.
Okay. Then next up, it is going to be all of these other legionnaires. And this one is going to roar out, and he is going to try to step next to you, and he's going to step into the grease that he didn't see. So he has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yep, DC 17.
All right. He does not succeed, so he will fall flat onto his ass. And he doesn't have the movement left to get up. This one is going to take a step around the fire elemental. And
He needs to take, because he's on fire,
bless you.
4 damage.
Okay.
Fire damage.
And then once he gets to over here, he is going to basically pat himself on the front really, really rapidly, using his action to put his fire out.
That's an attack of opportunity.
Okay, that will hit. Okay.
15 fire damage.
15.
But that was before he patted himself out, so he can still
Yeah.
put himself out of fire.
Okay. The one who is in here is going to attack your elemental. Slashing
Okay.
twice. That's a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. That is going to be 7 slashing damage from his short sword.
Oh no, not out if it's 102 hit points.
And then a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits as well.
That will be 8 slashing damage.
Okay, so
And
15 total.
This one is going to come here, and he is going to swing with his short sword, his standard issue Hallandorian short sword. 15 to hit you, Khalid.
Oh no, that doesn't.
Oh, wait.
hit me.
Sorry, both attacks he takes fire damage for hitting it with melee, so I need to 3 and 6
Okay.
for
6, 9.
melee attack.
And the one who swings at you, Brian, it is a 19, which I don't believe hits you. No?
Nope.
Okay.
Does not hit.
All right. And then we will go to Zakar. It is your turn.
Oh shit! Don't kill don't kill any more. We need these men to fight. There needn't be any more bloodshed. Call off your men. Just trying to intimidate this guy, I guess.
Yeah, okay. You could make an intimidation check.
Nope. Okay, so that's like an action, right?
Yeah.
Then I'll use my bonus action to cast Shillelagh.
Okay. Yeah, and he just...
Actually, sorry, Ben. Instead of casting Shillelagh, can I use my bonus action to dodge?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
And just he looks at you and says, "If anybody's gonna call people off, it's you. Stand down, and I won't kill you." But looking at his eyes, you can make a free insight check if you want. But he's probably not telling the truth there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's lying. He will kill you. he might not kill your friends, but he will kill Zakar.
Yeah.
And okay, then after that we go back to the top of the order. So Biff, it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to pull out a small length of golden wire that's been bent into the shape of a cup, but one end is still kind of open and sharpened into almost like a pinpoint. And I'm going to jab it into the guy in front of me as I cast Levitate. I'll sing just a light, airy melody to kind of carry him upward. And I'm just kind of going to push him where he just can't get a grasp on anything, like can't get ceiling or floor or table here. Sorry, I actually cast that.
Okay. So he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
It's close. Let me double check his Constitution. Okay, no, it's a 16. So he slowly begins to rise, and the ceiling is only about it's only like 15 feet up, but so he goes up, and he is now like
Be like about 10 feet in the air, I would guess.
oh okay. Then
Well, no, sorry, so like 7.5 feet in the air, I guess.
oh, just if you want to make him go to the ceiling, you can.
Oh no, I'm trying to get him to where he can't touch anything. Like he's just kind of spinning around in 0G.
Okay, yeah, you see him, and he will make another con save. Okay, he does not vomit as you levitate him up. Anything else that you want to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna actually gonna stand underneath him and hold because this guy's got a purple cape too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hold Tree Needle up like right underneath him, and I say I'm gonna try to intimidate him as well and say, "Call off your men, or I'm gonna call off the spell."
All right. Zakar, re-roll your intimidation check with advantage.
Okay. 14.
Okay. All right. Well, Jackson, it's your turn.
So just letting you know, I'm going to go ahead and do that since it's my turn now. I forgot that the fire elemental is resistant to slashing and piercing and bludgeoning. So he's going to not have lost as much HP. And for my turn, if I were to Misty Step to this square, would I be considered on the ground or on the table, or what would the situation be?
Your choice. You
Okay.
can be teetering on the edge of the table, or like have your back to the table.
Okay, I will Misty Step into that spot. Let me make sure I drop the spell list before I forget. And I will move 5, 10. I will poison spray this one that is prone.
Okay. Oof. And all right, he
It's a
fails.
DC 17 save. All right, and I just fill his lungs through with poison that comes out of a glyph that I instantly throw up in the air, and then so that was 10 feet, and then I will move. That'll be 15, 20, 25, and then I will move through this open door. At the end of my turn.
All right. And next up, it is the Purple Cape's turns.
Is it the fire elemental's turn?
Oh, you're right. Fire elemental time.
Yeah. It's just going to swing at this guy through the door. It's an 8. I imagine that misses.
And he lunges back out of the way. Like he does a lunge.
Okay, second one is a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
So that's 5 fire damage going towards him.
Mhm.
And then its movement is 50, so it is going to, almost like in a cartoon where fire like bounces across the ground, it's going to bounce into just a weird shape across here, and it's going to move to here. And it's going to cover this guy. That last guy is on fire because he got hit by the thing, And now this guy inside of me takes 1d10. I think as soon as the first time it enters the creature space on the turn, that creature takes 1d10. Yeah. And so this guy will take 2 fire damage, and he is also on fire, and so he'll take 1d10 at the start of his turn.
Okay. You got it. There we go. Next up, it is the turn of the Legionaries, and the purple-caped Legionaries, and the one who you have been trying to intimidate is going to snarl at you, Zakar, and then he is going to drop his short sword and say, "It's not worth it, boys. It's not worth it. All right."
Too late, I'll burn you all! Unless the card changes his mind. I say just poking my head out of the door and then hiding back behind it.
He grabs the key from around his neck. He has a key. And he just tears the cord off and kind of just throws it into your chest, Zakar.
All right. And you're coming with us, right?
Fuck you.
Well, I think the real lesson here is that you guys were willing to kill a bunch of strangers just so you could be racist. Think about that.
You attacked us. This one, and he points at Zakar, and his hands get pretty close to your face. This one attacked me.
Yeah, that's fair, actually.
You all came in here looking for a fight. We were playing cards, and now one of my men is dead. If you want the Ryothi priest free so badly, there you go. Get the fuck out of my face. And call that thing off.
Is there anything in the room where I can figure out this guy's name with, then?
You do see that hanging on the wall there is the banner of a legion.
Of a legion, okay.
Yeah, and it looks like basically like a bow, like the weapon that is curved on top of a cow's skull, so that the bow is like the horns of like a minotaur or a bull.
Okay, cool. All right, I think we're done here. And I'll slowly back up, I guess.
All right. I'm going to leave this guy floating as we walk out. He'll softly descend whenever we're 60 feet away, so not that far.
I will, once we are safely out of the door, I will let the fire diminish. But the grease is going to stay, and you all can have fun cleaning it up. And I just imagine the dead body of their friend is just spinning on it like a perpetual moving top.
Like a video game model after it's killed.
Yeah. It's just
I'm gonna clutch the hilt of my trident on my back and then say, Aznar, choose what you will of this man and do abjure enemy and then tell him to fuck off. So he has to make a wisdom save or become frightened. And if he becomes frightened, his speed is 0. So I want to tell him to fuck off and then make him not be able to move away from me.
Okay. What's your DC?
16.
All right. He does not succeed, so he is going to... His eyes go wide. And he goes...
Oh, you're lucky I was on that side of the table. And I move away very fast.
Yeah, you're really...
I'm still hasted.
Yeah.
Wait, you taking the fire elemental with us?
Well, I'm just making sure we're all out in
Okay.
safety, and then I'll make it disappear. And I make it disappear.
I mean, are we gonna when we get outside? Are we gonna have a problem like with them reporting us?
Well, we need to report them first, and then they'll have a problem, right?
Yeah,
But they'll say that you started the fight.
Well,
got
also,
you
we,
outrank them.
we know Tiberius pretty well, and I'm sure he outranks them, and maybe
I don't
kills
think
the
Know
dragon.
better.
I don't think he's stationed here.
Oh,
But
No.
anyways, let's help this guy, and we'll see.
yeah, let's go.
And I'll start around to the other side of the building, carefully watching for any trouble.
All right. Yeah, so you slowly go back down into the street. Doesn't look like any trouble. Doesn't look like any unruly teens are going to be,
Yeah.
trying to intimidate you all.
They're my only weakness.
Nobody's coming out and insulting the baggy jeans that Qualit is wearing.
Yeah. Why don't you go listen to Incubus? Come on, man.
And you all come back down into the street. And when you all get here, most of these people have actually kind of dispersed. They are not all around your boy like they were when you all strolled up.
All right. Guess, would you mind going with us and telling some people what happened to you? As I'm unlocking his manacles.
Yeah, he looks at you very confused, but he nods his head. And you see that he has, looks like he has eaten some of that chicken. He nods. Aye.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't really gonna hit you before. I just wanted to push the chicken closer to you. Oh shit! And I like sit against this wall for a round.
Adrenaline is gone.
Vertigo.
Has any of you been able to understand a word that Quali said? He's talking too fast.
What are you talking about? I talk how I want to talk.
Oh, that's much better.
I will do as you say, yes. I was a prisoner a moment ago. I can follow orders a bit longer.
Well, you're not my prisoner, but I want to make sure that your story is heard and you're not harassed again.
Thank you. And you see he's like rubbing at the spots that his manacles were, and it looks like they have been there for a few days without any reprieve. There are large red gashes all around his wrists.
I'll hand him a few more good berries.
Thank you.
3 more.
He eats them. And he looks at, I don't know, Biff got hit a few times, right?
Yeah.
Would you like me to help you with that?
Oh, no, actually, I've got it. Don't worry about me. I'm good.
Very well.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Did Zakar get hit also, noticeably?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
And he says, will you allow me to assist you?
Gladly.
And he bows his head and he mutters something, and you gain back 10 HP.
Cool. Well, there may be more trouble with those men. We should get on the road.
Yeah, maybe we should get to a place where we can allow him to rest before we take him.
I walk up to. Well, one of them bludgeoned me really badly right here, and I point to the inside of my thigh.
You should use just a healing word on him. No touch heals.
Shh, shh, shh.
Of course. And he bows his head and he mutters something, and you get 13 HP back.
Ah,
I mean, can't one of you big, strong boys carry him or help him at least?
I, and he kind of smiles and he said, I have a soldier's training. I can continue after what I have endured.
Hey,
I
looks
can
strong
make
enough.
something that you can ride on, if you prefer that.
Give him his dignity.
I would rather draw less attention than I naturally do.
I imagine we're walking while we're having this conversation, Ben.
Yeah. And
Are there places that seem like taverns to stay at, or
yeah, there are a number of. You see, more of them are labeled lounges. Khalid, you are aware of why that is. It's basically because if it said tavern, that would be kind of annoying, huh?
yeah?
For that kind of place to be visible. And so instead, there are a lot of lounges. And those are basically places where people who do not keep the faith or people who are from outside of Ursamere, they can come and stay and drink. And most of them are made to function like taverns in another nation. So you'll see ones that have like the royal colors of Dasaro, like the deep blue with silver on the sign. And that's like, oh, that we could stay at like a tavern owned by people who moved here from Dasaro. And that's kind of
It's
Yeah,
like
it's that
like
vibe.
how there's a Buffalo Bills bar in every city you go to.
yeah.
Cool. Is there anything from the desert?
You do not see an Udhara desert themed place. If you did, it would be a very small tent.
Mm-hmm.
This might not be something for right now, but if we're gonna be here for a while and
A
help
year.
with the war effort, we might want to go apartment hunting at some point.
Maybe, but I imagine we're going to be bounced
Travel
around to different parts of the country.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, but you all see a bunch of places that you could reasonably choose to stay.
Well, let's get a room so we can get him fed and a place for him to relax.
Well, I really think that we need to, if this is okay with you. I'm sorry, what was your name?
My name is Detlov.
I think that we need to get this sorted out before it becomes a problem. I'm sure that he's talking to his superiors now, and there may be some sort of hunt for Detlov, let alone us, if we
Yes, you
don't
have
speak to someone.
Yeah.
done
Also,
enough.
I mean,
I
well, I
know
mean,
that-
Zagar has a lot of pull with the Sumerians, so if he says, if he tells the authorities of them about it, then they'll protect you and make those Talendor jerks stay away.
you all have done enough. I
Well,
will.
allow me not to beat around the bush then. They mentioned that you had seen things you weren't supposed to see. Is that something that's going to be an issue when we bring you in?
I do not know what they are referring, so I would not. If I was asked, I would answer honestly for what I have seen in my travels. But I have caused you all enough worry. Once I have
Insight check.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could do the same.
okay, with your 13, he's and your 7. Like he's not. He doesn't seem like an open book. He seems like he is basically putting all of his trust into Zakar right now, rather than any of you all. So he seems like he is a little bit more guarded when he is looking at any of you who aren't Zakar anyway. And when he is speaking, it seems like he is just like, I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. Like he's more exasperated than he is anything else when he answers you. But he says, "I have a friend in the Temple of the Arm of War. I think I can find a safety staying with him for a few days. But I will go and speak to whatever authority there is that I can treat with."
Oh, that seems like the highest authority. The Arm of War. Sure, they have dealing with the Kalandorian army as well. They might be able to sort out all of this.
Sure, if that is where you would rather go than the barracks that you had mentioned.
I mean, out of character, Ben, what sort of hierarchy do I understand? Like, would it be better for me to
Priests,
just go to the?
priests of the arm of war would not be able to sort of like directly butt heads with anyone involved in the other militaries.
Okay,
Someone in the actual military would probably be able to make
that'd
an
be a
argument.
better. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Like people in the army of war would, if like he was being held hostage by Ursumerian soldiers, yeah, the priests of war would be your best bet. But
Right. Sure.
since it was another country, it's probably better to go to the secular
Right.
war side. Okay, then you all go towards the barracks. You find there is just a sort of low fence around what looks like 5 of these long buildings and a sort of training yard. It is next to the Temple of War. And it is this big, beautiful building. The Temple of War is. You see that there are these spires that come to points, and you can see that built into the spire there is, from every angle that you can look at it, it looks like connecting to the top there is just this etched stone spear that goes down to the roof. And it's a wonderful thing to behold. But within the barracks, you approach, you explain the situation a little bit, and a guard points you to what is the main office where the colonel currently is, who is in charge of running the military here in Operon. Colonel is the highest rank of an individual brigade of the Ursumerian military. So you all approach, you enter this headquarter office, and 2 soldiers who are standing attention at the door point you towards the commander's office, which has a closed door at the moment.
I guess we should just wait until. Is your colonel meeting with someone now, or should we just knock? What's the procedure here?
You can knock. I don't think he's expecting anyone.
All right. And I'll go and I'll knock on the door.
Yeah. As you all discuss what you want to say to this commander outside the door, I'm going to grab a drink because my throat's a little sore.
I think that we should just explain the situation. He's a man of the faith. He'll understand we did what we needed to.
This guy might have some insight on where we need to go from here, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Cool.
I don't want to make you all go anywhere you don't wish to. Do you have anything you'd like to see while you're in Ursamir, or do?
To be honest, I don't know much about Usamir, but so wherever we go, there should be interesting things that we'll see and find and experience.
Yeah, I'm along for the ride.
And you feel a beckoning presence at the door.
Where am I? Oh, I'm over by these guards. Hey, if you see a man in brown pants,
Yeah, I'll open the door then. Walk in.
Yeah. Come in.
5. Colonel, there's been some trouble in the. What was the name of the neighborhood again, Ben? It was the
Partridge
Walls
Way.
Shade. Partridge Way. Okay.
You passed through the Conqueror's Gate. Sorry, so you were within the walls.
Oh, we did. Oh, right.
When you got to Partridge Way. Yeah, I had a map for that, but I realized when I had the first map in Walled Shade, oh, this is pointless.
Yeah, on Partridge Way, there was some Elendorian men who captured this man and tortured him just for his faith. Unfortunately, when I confronted them, there was some bloodshed. Um, this is Detlef. He's a Ryothi priest.
Yeah, Detlef dips his head. The Ursamary commander that you see in front of you, he is older. He looks like he is about 42, maybe. His thick beard is growing a little gray, but you can see that he is still in very good shape. But he is not wearing any armor. He's just in what looks like basically a linen shirt and pants. And he seems kind of stressed. He has a very big, like, mug, but, like, made out of tin in front of him. And you can smell that it is very, very old tea. But the mug is so big that he's probably been drinking it for a few hours. His office is bare bones, just so that you all aren't currently sitting in a white room. Basically, it's just his desk with a chair behind it. There is a small picture of something on his desk that's facing away from you, and as you walked in, the carpet stopped, and the few signs of greenery that had been put in here by the clerks to make the rest of the barrack office sort of feel like a real place, that is gone. He does not need it. But he looks up at you, and he says, 5 blessings. So, how many legionnaires died?
Just one. Sadly, one.
He kind of dismisses. He gives a dismissive little wave of his hand when you say sadly. You're a priest? Detlef nods his head. I told them they couldn't do that anymore. Soldiers, they're allowed to capture. Soldiers, they're allowed to capture and take back to their country. They're allowed to hold them. What they do is their business when it's soldiers. And he looks up at you, Zakar, and he says, but if they treat priests this way because they're a convenient enemy, then what's going to happen if they decide that Ursumer is their enemy?
Precisely.
And so we have told them repeatedly. Soldiers of Zashan, Hallandor, Shuhan, Unkol, that they can't abuse or capture the priests of Dal Rayath. So I apologize, Sir Detlef. Is what? And he points at you and he says, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Zakar.
Is what Zakar says true? And Detlef nods and says, the soldiers did not torture me. I was given insults and a few rough slaps and other abuses by the people of the street that I was bound upon.
He was tied up outside and denied food. Don't let his modesty.
That sounds like torture.
Yeah, people.
That's
We
severity.
saw with our own eyes someone throwing an empty wine bottle at his back, so I'm sure plenty of that has been going on.
Detlef just shrugs.
Also, you have a problem with public urination from children too.
Well, that was true before the war. I'm sorry, Detlef. Do you have anywhere that you can stay within the city? And Detlef nods and says, we are close by. I know a man named Farouk who lives in the Temple of War. He's a priest there. And the commander sort of tilts his head and purses his lips at that, but says, you may be escorted there. Do you mind waiting outside? And he nods, and he turns to you, and he makes a sort of salute that you are unfamiliar with, Zakar. He holds up one hand, and then he holds 3 fingers next to it. Like, he holds up one hand in a fist that's, like, sideways to you, and then he holds up 3 fingers next to it, and he says, thank you, Zakar, and thank the rest of you as well.
I'll nod and do a short bow to him when he leaves.
And he walks outside.
We're escorting him, right?
I'm gonna. Before we leave, I'm gonna whisper to Zakar. Should we mention to this officer about the golem that acted wrong on the bridge?
I think that's a great idea.
Uh,
There's some other issues we need to discuss with you. First of all, Detlov did mention he has a soldier's background. I don't know if we want to keep our own eyes on him, but at least he won't be harassed.
He nods and then he sighs and he says, "They all have the training of soldiers.
I suppose so.
And as much as I don't want us to start chaining up priests, I do doubt that any of them aren't very loyal to their head of faith, Ryoth.
Well, at least when we look over him, he won't be tortured.
That's true. Zakar, are you a caravan guard? You have that bearing.
I have been in the past. I've returned home for the war effort. In fact, I have a message here for Legate Tiberius, and I was coming here to ask you where he may be. I don't know where else I may be needed here. My companions have offered their help as well.
Tiberius, do you know his? Do you know the name of his legion or his surname?
Oof. I don't know if I do, Ben.
Zakar would.
I know I don't, but yeah.
But Zakar would know that Grakai is his
Grakai, okay.
last name. And he says, yes, he is stationed in, and he shifts the paper on his desk, Gatleon.
Gatleon. Oh, that's home for me.
It has seen better days.
Sad to
Oh,
hear.
it'll see better days when you return to it as well, Zakar. Don't worry.
The Ryoth, the army, is laying siege to Saika. And Saika is the northernmost major city in Ursumer. It is. It has the thickest walls outside of Rakfara, the capital. And Gatleon will be next if it falls.
I didn't realize they had made it so far south already. Well, I have a message for him there. What else? Do you have any other things that you need taken to Gatleon or escorted and anything of that nature?
I have no orders. I'm an old man with a bad leg, and so I am charged with defending a city that... And he sort of waves his hands out, and he says, if they make it here, what are we going to do? So I have nothing to say. I wish that I could come up with some strategy that could see us through. But if you travel north, if you see any Zeshan cavalry, make sure that they're not letting their horses do as they please. Last time I was a soldier, I remember fighting Zeshan cavalry, and they're not half as destructive as their horses when they get hungry.
That sounds like good advice. I will pass that along as well. Jackson here is a arcane expert and sorcerer, and we observe some strange behavior.
Calm down, Foxy.
Dire fox outside the office.
They famously hate Ursumer.
Yeah. On the bridge, I don't know, Jackson, perhaps you could say a little more?
Well, one of your, I forget what they were considered, a guardian statue or
The golems.
your golems.
Yes.
Yeah, so the golem, one of them seemed to not be working properly, and it assaulted us, despite the fact that all we did was walk across the bridge.
It's
There was a guard there that managed to try and help, but it wouldn't listen to his commands.
that's strange. That's the second time that this has happened. What did it say anything? They are made so that they can't attack anyone without speaking a reason.
Yeah, so that it came at me and told me that I needed to stop casting a spell, but I was casting nothing at all. And it continued telling me that I wasn't stopping, but I wasn't doing anything. Again, your guard can attest to this, and the other golem didn't seem to think I was doing such a thing. And it wasn't until we defended ourselves that the second golem tried to act, and that's when the guard made it stop. But the original malfunctioning golem continued its assault. And unfortunately, we had to render it useless.
This is exactly what happened before with the alchemist woman.
Well, Jackson, you gave your profession as alchemist when you crossed the bridge. Perhaps there's some connection there.
Maybe would she have had one of these passes? And I show the thing they gave me after I paid my Jesuit.
I didn't see it. We spoke, but I didn't ask for it. She was a member of the Alchemist Guild in Zishan. I know that. She told me that. So she had the same things to say about them.
Perhaps they are reacting to reagents that we use. I studied in Zishan and worked for the guild for a short period of time. They were they didn't do anything impressive though, so I had to leave them and continue working on more important ventures.
It could be that. Her theory was that it was due to her proximity to any searches for a word. Occult sources. Other planes, she said. But it could be.
What was this woman's name?
Officer, can you turn the Simpsons down, please?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Okay.
He looks to what looks like notes, and he says, Star was the name that she gave me.
When was she here?
It was 3 weeks ago. I reported what she told me to the Emir, but he did not believe me. Now that this happened twice, there might be some action that he could take.
I know this person.
Oh. Well, perhaps that
Her
is
and I have
something that could
revolutionized the entire concept of magic.
Well, congratulations.
Did you learn anything else from her? About where she was going? Why she was here?
She intended to find a guide in Gatlion among the tribes of the desert. She wanted to venture in. She said that she had divined that there were secrets there that would help her. And I told her that she is as free as anyone to wander the desert. If she finds a guide, she will come out alive. But that was all that she
Sorry.
told me. I asked her what her business was here. I thought that could be why the golem had faltered. They're a strange thing and something that we are all getting used to. In truth, I think the citizens of the city prefer them to the guard now. So the idea of taking them away all at once is not something that's very appealing. But the Emir does not want to take any of them off the street. I don't know if that will work. But I will tell them what you have told me.
I don't. Now, knowing this, I wonder if maybe it isn't taking them off the street. I wouldn't suggest it either. Not that my suggestion matters, but though, whatever way you control them or magic them might need to be altered. As I said, the entire world will change with the way that myself and Lady Star have changed the world.
Very well. Well, having someone who's revolutionized magic completely, I of course value that input, he says as he leans back into his chair. I will write another report, and I'll hand it over to the Emir personally. I apologize for you coming under attack, and I appreciate you subduing the golem.
You don't need to be sarcastic.
Apologies. Now, I don't suppose, and he leans forward now, Sakar, that you are interested in a post in the military.
Oh, I don't know. I want to do my duty, of course, but I feel like it may be better that I have some freedom. I have calling elsewhere through the faith.
Right. And he nods. He says, we're all needed in different places.
But
Then,
if there's some sort of posting that would provide me with that flexibility, then if you think it would help, I would gladly take it.
I'll write a letter to a friend of mine in the capital. He might be able to get in touch with you when you make it to Gatleon.
Excuse me, I have a train to catch.
Okay. I don't know what
I
that
don't know
means.
what that is. Yeah, he always talks about these things.
Is that a Zeshan invention?
I don't know. We just let him talk sometimes.
I thought it might be a bird. Well, yes. Keep the faith. 5 blessings.
And to you, Colonel. And I'll bow and walk out.
All right. And Cigar joins you. And is there anything else that you all would like to do before we call the session, or do you want to find that inn to stay in, Khalid?
Well, I mean, we don't have to do that now, or we can stay wherever Zakar would like. I was doing that more to question the person.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I think that we questioned him on the street. I mean, I was only interested about the information about him, like seeing something he shouldn't have seen.
Yeah, well, he's still waiting for you all to give him an escort. So if you wanna,
Oh yeah, we got to walk him over there.
yeah, you can.
But he's already answered it, and I mean, my insight wasn't that good on it, so.
Okay. Then you all can just escort him over to the church with no problems, no funny business. And I think that's just where we'll go ahead and call this session. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. This has been the Sunken World Saga. We will return next Monday with the adventures of the A-Team. And after that, it'll be the Lion's Hope, then the Thorns, and then you can stop back in for Team 1. Thanks a lot, and goodbye, everybody.
See you
Bye,
later.
y'all.
Bye-bye.